At a glance, some would say that Selena Lopez is on track to having it all. At 22 years old, she is a senior fashion merchandising major at Texas Christian University, has a part-time job on campus, has a full-ride scholarship where she has to maintain a high GPA, has traveled to New York for a summer fashion course, and has even found time to join a sorority on campus. One thing most people wouldn't expect.
Mommy! Come!
She has a 3-year-old son.
Well, every day is a little bit different, but typically I take him either to preschool or his dad's house. Then I go to class, and 3 out of the 5 days I'm at school, I work right after I'm in class at Student Support Services at TCU. And most days I have to stay for either a group project, an organization meeting, or an organization workshop. I'm usually at school pretty late. And then after everything is done, I try to get my homework done at school, and then I go and pick him up. And it's usually pretty late by then, and then I try to get him to sleep because I can't do homework until he's asleep. So I have to put him to sleep, and then I start my homework.
Although some may consider her life unconventional, Selena feels that she is working towards having it all. But what does having it all really mean? And is it possible in this day and age for women to have it all?
Kardashian has weighed in on the working mom debate, saying in a recent interview that her mother, Kris, taught her and her sisters that they could have it all. But is this realistic for the average mom?
Well, all you need is some determination and $300 million. And you can have it all, too.
The CEO of PepsiCo, Indra Nooyi, started a nationwide discussion the summer of 2014 when she openly stated that women cannot have it all.
Comments by PepsiCo CEO Indra Nooyi are getting a lot of attention online.
I've been hearing a lot about this obviously on the news lately. For some reason, it seems to be really big. Can women have it all?
Sally, I'm going to start with you. Can women have it all? What do you say?
It's great to have you all. And it seems that this reaction to these comments really spans outrage and also a little bit of relief, Stacey, because of the honesty. Where do you fall?
I don't think women can have it all. I just don't think so. We pretend we have it all. We pretend we can have it all.
So do you feel like you have it all?
I don't. I constantly like to change and grow. In the beginning when my kids, were smaller, and they're all 5 years apart, so I had to work a lot. And I was a single parent at that time living in Massachusetts, so that was just a whole culture change from moving from Texas to Massachusetts. You can't make up for the time missed. You just try to make things a little bit better. You should just shift it. There's going to be things, I know that my kids have things that they needed me and I wasn't there because I'm working or whatever. But I try to make up with some reason to try to make amends for that. But there's damage. There's going to always be damage with that of some sort. I'm just trying to, pick up the pieces and keep moving. Life goes on.
It's kind of hard when I can't give him all of my attention. I feel like I'm constantly at school. Like he'll tell me, "Don't go to school today," and that's really, really sad. And so it's really hard to balance it. But I know I'm almost done, so I'm really trying to just push it at school lately.
I'll tell you a story that happened when my daughter went to Catholic school, Convent of Sacred Heart. And every Wednesday morning, they have class coffee with mothers. Class coffee with mothers for a working woman, how's it going to work? How am I going to take off 9 o'clock on Wednesday mornings to go for a class coffee? So I miss most class coffees. My daughter would come home and she'd say, list of all the mothers that were there, and you were not their mom. First few times, I would die with guilt. But I developed coping mechanisms. I called the school and I said, give me a list of mothers who were not there. So when she came home in the evening, she'd say, you were not there, you were not there. I said, Mrs. Rag wasn't there, Mrs. So-and-so wasn't there. So I'm not the only bad mother.
There was one day when I was feeling kind of really down about the fact that I wasn't a stay-at-home mom. And I did the math and I was like, let's see, Avery's 7 years old and there's 7 days out of the week. So that means I've missed, if I work 2 days a week, that means I've missed 2 years of her life in total. You can't be it all at the same time. I think you just feel really down on yourself. And there are times when I feel really down on myself. I think, oh, I'm only giving a little bit to each role that I have. And I feel guilty about doing that. But I can't be 100% to everybody all the time. I think you can do the best you can at everything, but somebody's going to get cheated out of your time, you know? And I think you have to have a realistic expectation. I think feeling like you have it all involves having a realistic expectation of yourself.
Changing diapers and choosing baby names are steps to having it all for some women, but for others, there is more to life than kids.
As far as family goes, you know, I feel like my relationship with my husband, you know, is, I feel like at the jackpot there, I really do, you know, and I never actually thought I'd be someone that would be married with a family. That's not something I considered myself doing. I very much enjoy when we have kids in our home. There's a love that comes from that you don't really get from other relationships. But is it the only relationship or kind of relationship? No.
I mean, I feel like I have it all with Rory. Like, that is having it all, is having a kid. Having a family is pretty awesome, but like, she is my having it all. And going to work is something that I have to do to make sure that she can have everything that she needs and everything that she wants, because I don't want her to grow up struggling for things or, you know, not having the things that she needs because I didn't want to work. Oh yeah, she hated snow. Like, really, really hated it. She was so mad at me.
I do think women can have it all, assuming they find the right balance. I mean, women can do anything.
It's definitely going to be difficult for people to take care of a family as well as working. So I think you have to make sacrifices and pick one or the other.
I think women can have it all because my mom does have it all.
I do think to a degree women can have it all, but I think society places a lot of impossible expectations on women about how they need to be a wife, a mom, and yet how it's shameful to be like a stay-at-home mom and not have a career, but how if they do have a career, it's shameful for them to not spend time at home with their kids.
Women can do it all. Honestly, if men are able to go into the workplace and also be good husbands, I feel like, you know, they should pick up some of the work and allow their wives to, you know, do about half of the work at home. So yeah, I feel like it's absolutely possible.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. It's possible for women to be successful in all facets of life. I mean, I don't see why anyone would give me a good reason why they couldn't.
During the week, basically Monday through Thursday, I'm just with JJ. But Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I work all day, like 13 hours. 13 hours on Friday, 13 hours on Saturday, and like 13 on Sunday. I try to get like 40 hours in those 3 days. She has to like do a lot of extra stuff. Like, she'll have to like go to school like after, like even after school, you know what I mean? So I'll take like JJ so she can go do like whatever she needs to do for her, whatever, maybe like community service hours or stuff for her fashion class or whatever. I mean, if I had any like expectations of a woman, like she would have like surpassed that already. Like I feel like she's doing what like other people aren't, you know what I mean? I don't know, like I feel like she always gives like 1,000%. Like I don't know how she like does so much. Like yeah, I mean, you know, she does a lot. I mean, most people like they would have a kid and like, you know what I mean? They wouldn't like still go to school or even graduate, you know, like, and not only that, like, and she still like finds a way to like make me happy, you know what I mean, make JJ happy, even being at school for so long.
It's nice to hear that, because I feel like I do a lot.
Yeah, my observation, David, is that the biological clock and the career clock are in total conflict with each other. Total, complete conflict. When you have to have kids, you have to build your career. Just as you're rising to middle management, your kids need you because they're teenagers, they need you for the teenage years. And that's the time your husband becomes a teenager too. So he needs you.
The conversation right now at this point is how this goal of having it all is actually very destructive, because it's still putting women in this place where they are expected to excel at everything, and if they don't, then automatically they're a failure. In society historically, men have been given kind of a blank check for they're allowed to do whatever they want, and women have been told this is what you're supposed to do. If they can't do all of them and be happy with it, then it just, in a way, proves that they should only stay where they have been confined to. A lot of pressure to just prove that a woman isn't being selfish by choosing career over family, that she's not being domesticated by choosing family over a career. She has to prove that she can do both and be happy.
Whether your main focus is on the growth and development of your kids, the security of your small child, the bond between husband and wife, balancing a career and family, or getting an education while raising a child, these women say that the key to having it all is happiness.